So good afternoon. So this webinar will be dedicated to the academic cooperation opportunities between universities and other organizations in the field of education, culture, and youth. Normally, taking part in academic cooperation is like definitely it's a significant part of activities of each teacher or professor or academic international office representative. So that's why we want to talk about this today. Definitely, everybody can tell that there is always, always coming new ideas for new projects, and sometimes you just don't implement them because you don't have enough partners or you don't have connections or similar things that do not allow you to do this thing. So with this webinar, we wanted to introduce to you what Education Expert Center can do for you in order to implement your project ideas that you may have now or in future. And we see that Erasmus Plus initiative is very important and one of the uh, most most known in the world due to the volume of funds that are allocated for this initiative and also other things. So we ask today to join the session our friend, our colleague from North Macedonia, Mr. Alexander Bogoyevsky, who is a national coordinator for Erasmus Plus projects in North Macedonia and also Study in Europe project for this country. So I will ask now Mr. Bogoyevsky to take the floor, and when he finishes, I will make some final remarks and I will make a few announcements to our participants so that we could have a proper follow-up, not just we talk and then we go to do our things. No, we want this session to have a strong follow-up and we will do our best to make it work. So, Mr. Alexander, please take the floor.
Thank you, Dimitri. Thank you for the induction speech. As you have already mentioned, yes, today's session is dedicated to the Erasmus Plus program and to the programs which have been created by the Commission. I am a head of unit for higher education, adult education, youth, and also in terms of vocational educational and training for North Macedonia. But at the same time, I'm coordinator for the Study in Europe project. I am the contact point for the Western Balkan Alumni Association and also as a contact point for the Academic Cooperation Association, which is established in Brussels. Today's session is going to be dedicated and the presentation for the Erasmus Plus, the opportunities for involvement into this program, which is dedicated to the education, training, youth, and sport. And now I would like to just share my presentation where we are going to discuss and also to present the possibilities for involvement into the program. But also I would like to mention that there are plenty of possibilities for collaboration with higher education institutions and other stakeholders, non-governmental organizations, vet providers, etc., from this region, from Southeast Europe, but also at the same time from institutions from Western and Central Europe. Now I would just share my presentation, Dimitri. Where is the share button?
I think it's in the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I'm watching just in the bottom. Yeah, share, yeah. Share just a moment. Okay, is the presentation visible for you?
Yes, we can see it now. If you can make it just a full screen, probably.
Yeah, I will try to make it just in a full screen mode.
No, next one. Next one. Yeah.
Like this, better?
Like this. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Thank you.
So, as you can see, the Erasmus Plus is It's a program which is developed for the education, training, youth, and sport. The total budget for this program for the period 21-27 is 26.2 billion euros. This is as a program. The main priorities in this program are related with the digitalization, the green agenda, and also in terms of inclusion and civic engagement. Their funding, this program is related for funding of programs and projects, and is fostering international cooperation between European institutions and all around the world. The total budget, as we have mentioned, is 26.2 billion euros for the period 21-27. And the Erasmus Plus program it's built on the previous program, meaning that this program is already uh, created by the representatives from the Commission and from the European Union 35 years ago. It have started 35 years ago, but the time frame for the program is usually on the 7 years period. Now is the time frame is 21-27, and after that is going to be 28-34. These are only some of the financial support that the Commission is budgeting institutions in terms of collaboration and creation of projects in different areas and in different sub-actions of the Erasmus Plus program. Basically, the Erasmus Plus program is separated in three key actions. Key action 1, which is related for individual mobilities. Key action 2 for creation of partnerships between the institutions. And the key action 3 is dedicated for sport and some part of youth. Just some examples of the program: cooperation partnerships, for example, which is decentralized program. We have 33 national agencies in Europe, 27 European Union program countries, and other 6 countries which are also full participants in the program, like Macedonia, Serbia, Turkey, Norway, Iceland, and Liechtenstein. There are small scale partnerships also, which the budget is up to 60,000 euros. I would like just to make a point that these budgets, which are related with the cooperation partnerships, small scale partnerships, virtual exchanges, capacity buildings, joint master, etc., are lump sum budgets, meaning that the flexibility for implementing the budget in terms of responsibilities related with the application are very simplified, very much simplified, and only a few documentation are required in terms of interim reports and final reports in the final report stage. As I have mentioned, for the cooperation partnerships, the budgets are up to fixed lump sum budgets, 400,000 euros. For small scale partnerships, 60,000 euros. For the virtual exchanges, 500 up to 500,000 euros. For the capacity building, up to 800,000 euros. For joint master programs, up to 1.5 million euros. For scholarships and creation of together joint master programs between institutions, universities, higher education institutions all around the world. This program, I would like to point that it's open for the world. It's not open only for European countries, meaning that at the end of this presentation, you are going to see that also higher education institutions, vet providers, non-governmental organizations, legal institutions can be applicants and can be partners also in this program. So you can apply also directly in Brussels through your institution. For international trade mobility, the budgets are up to 400,000 euros, but it's happening in some of the Central and the Western European countries. Universities are requiring and absorbing more than 400,000 euros per call. And for individual mobilities, so-called sending and receiving of students and staff and administrative staff from the universities, these grants can be up to 1 million euros. This is this is the scale of the member states and associated third countries. So the countries are divided in two separate, I would say, envelopes, regions. The first one is the EU member states and the third countries associated to the program, these 33 countries which are full participants into the program. And the second one are the non-associated third countries. As you can see, with dark blue color, Here are the countries which are full participants into the program, and we have 33 national agencies in these countries, and we have non-associated third countries which are partner countries. But bearing in mind that in the partner countries we have, as a commission representatives, we have so-called ENFPAs, Erasmus National Focal Points. So there are also focal points from the commission in these third countries not associated to the program. Some of the priorities into the program: digital transformation, the digital education plan, which is for the period, of course, 21-27. Main priority number 2, environment and environment sustainability and fight against the climate change, the European Green Deal. So the main focus is dedicated for the green agenda. And I hope, and I'm quite sure, because we are in ongoing communication also with other colleagues from other national agencies and with the colleagues from the European Commission, from the General Directorate for Education, Culture, Youth and Sport. These three main priorities, like inclusion, the green agenda, and digital action plan, are going to be established for sure in the next program, which is going to be for the period 2034. These are the clusters which are also super important in this program, like the economy, environment, and society. And for example, for international creative mobility, which is creative mobility between higher education institutions from program to partner countries and vice versa, the cooperation can be incorporated between all regions. Basically, the program has divided in the world 12 regions and additional 2 regions. I'm saying additional 2 regions because the Great Britain and Vatican and other 2 countries are in the region 13 and in region 14. Because they're still in Europe, they're divided in the separate 2 regions, but the other regions like the Western Balkans and the Eastern Partnership region for Eastern European partnerships, Central Asia, Industrialist Asia, South America, etc., are divided in this region, from region 1 to region 12. This is very important because the regions are also, some of the regions are also very much incorporated into the programs. Some of the regions are also maybe less incorporated, but in general, all the 12 regions in the world are can full participate into this program. As of 2024, each NA's contribution agreement includes 12 regions, as I said. And this budget, we have 2 separate budgets, I could say, as European representatives. The IPA, so-called 3 budget, which is for intra-European budgeting, and NDACI, inclusion envelope for exceptional costs from the region 2 up to region 12. But to make more simplified, this total budget of, as we have mentioned at the beginning, of 26.2 billion euros is for the region 1 up to region 12. These are the opportunities for you as representatives from program and partner countries. So you can participate directly as an applicant or as a partner through Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Program, creation of joint curricula and joint master programs, for the design measures, designing of the master programs without mandatory component of accrediting your joint studies, virtual exchanges. Now we have received from the Commission where a lot of countries from Asia, from South America, and also from Eastern European countries have been granted for virtual exchanges, and some of the budgets have increased also 500,000 euros for implementation of these virtual exchanges per institution. So this budget is only for one project proposal and for one consortia of institutions. Okay? In general, per call, there are more, depending of the call, but there are more than 18, 22, 32, depending of the call, million euros per call. For the capacity building in vocational education and training, for alliances for innovation, it's super important to be noted that higher education institutions can apply not only in the field of higher education. So you can apply and you can be a partner or applicant in different fields. Basically, also at the same time, institutions from, for example, like vet providers or non-governmental organizations also can make this cross-sectoral partnership between the institutions, and you can apply together as different institutions depending of the call and depending of the field. But the cross-sectoral cooperation is also strongly recommended in this program. Regarding the virtual exchanges, we are going a little bit more deeper in per field, but only the basics. So there are different types of activities that can be implemented, like learning, teaching, and training activities, transnational project meetings. You can create intellectual outputs, multiplier events between partners, and innovative digital virtual exchanges. For the licenses for innovation, very important is the digital competences, transition to a circular and greener economy needs, green skills and sustainable development. Digital and green transition requires an accelerated adoption of new technologies. For the joint master, Erasmus Plus joint masters, we're going a little bit in details for the each program, sub-program of the program Erasmus Plus. As you can see, excellent integrated master courses attract best students. You are going to receive scholarships for the students. Duration 6 academic years, covering at least 4 editions of the master program, 1 to 2 academic years. It should be related with the ACTS credit system, but it's not mandatory. Also, you can create a dual degree, not a joint degree. It's approved. It can be approved at the same time. And institutions, very and super important, from all over the world may submit a proposal on behalf of an international consortium. So institutions from not only from Europe, also from outside of borders of Europe can be applicants and can receive up to 1.5 million euros per application. Regarding design measures, these are in terms of designing your master studies. And here, this is a novelty in the program, and this is a fixed duration of 15 months. The differences is that this is designing your master studies without mandatory field of accreditation of your master studies. For ICM, we have some examples of sub-programs of the Erasmus Plus. This is international credit mobility. It's about short-term studies for traineeships and for student mobilities from 2 up to 12 months. At, in terms of higher education, all 3 cycles of higher education are eligible always into this program. So bachelor, master, and PhD are eligible studies. And for staff, the staff teaching assignments or staff training for administrative staff can be from 5 days up to 2 months. Grants to cover, you have different types of budgeting. In terms of international credit mobility, you will receive individual costs, meaning daily costs, travel costs, and organizational support costs. 3 types of costs you're going to receive for staff teaching assignment or for student mobilities. And higher education institutions from EU member states and associated third countries can apply to their national agency, but your institution can be involved into the application, and you can send and you can receive students and staff within European countries. Capacity building call, there is every year, also in 2024, and they're going to be called also in 2025. These are up to 3 years partnerships of higher education institutions from EU member state and third countries associated to the program and non-associated third countries. As you can see, everywhere, non-associated third countries, which are not countries from Europe, can be involved into these programs. There are 3 types of projects that can be developed and applied. First one is fostering access to cooperation in higher education. Also, for capacity building, there are different types of projects in capacity building in higher education, vocational education and training, youth, and sport. So four types of possibilities for applying. The second one is in terms now we are making concrete example for higher education. Partnerships for innovation in higher education. There are larger scale projects focused on innovation, university business and governance, and the budget can be up to 800,000 euros. And the structural budget reform projects focus on the macro level. Here, you need to require involvement of ministries for education and science in general, and these budgets can be more than eight applications can require budgets more than 800,000 euros. These are international dimension in higher education. This is one example from 2023, but it's the same in 2024 and it's going to be the same in 2025. There are calls, as you can see, for ICM next year, for joint master, for capacity building in higher education, vocational education and training, youth and sport, for joint master activities and Jean Monnet activities also. We only are mentioning the Jean Monnet activities. You have three types of activities that you can apply for Jean Monnet. These are modules, chairs, and centers of excellence, and you can apply individually for Jean Monnet activities. And for the Erasmus virtual exchanges and partnerships in higher education, also they're going to be open call next year. And now is the perfect time for starting of project proposals, cooperation with higher education institutions from Europe and other institutions. They, for applying next year because the first deadline for individual mobilities is going to be at the beginning of February next year. The next deadlines for cooperation partnerships, for example, is going to be the beginning of March. For joint masters and for capacity building, also usually are at the end of February and the beginning of March, the deadlines for applications. So, uh, my advice to you is to start already to be involved and to have some kind of to start some kind of cooperation with institutions from Europe. But at the same time, Dimitri is going to have the end speech at the end of this session. But at the same time, I would like to know that we will have continuation of also this webinar induction meeting where higher education institutions from Macedonia, from Southeast Europe, and from Central Europe. Also, we'll have institutions from South America and from the Caribbeans. Also, Erasmus national focal points from the South America and from North America are going to attend at the main event that is going to happen. It was Dimitri, correct me if I'm wrong, at 12 and 13 of December. So this is going to be the main event where you are going to have the possibility to connect with other institutions that already have an ideas, that already are involved into this program. So you can have a possibility to merge with institutions from all around the world. All around the world, we'll have representatives from Europe, Asia, South America, and the Caribbeans at this main event. And I would like to say you just warm welcome to the next main event that is going to happen somewhere in the middle of December, because it's like in the time frame of the activities is the perfect time before the deadlines that are happening in February, March, and even in April. But at the same time, you will have the possibility to have to send and to receive students and staff from your institutions, which is very super important with support from us also. And this event will have also uh, not only presentation, but we'll have concrete examples from the projects for capacity building, for joint master, for cooperation partnerships, concrete examples and concrete um, guidance how the applications should be uh, written, And at the same time, we will have concrete links and everything from the Commission perspective, where the applications must be submitted, what are the eligibility criteria, what are the quality assessment criteria, etc., etc. So we will go more and more in details, deeper and deeper at the main event. Uh, just one example, for international credit mobility, institutions which are not from Europe can be partners from joint master, and for design measures, you can be directly applicant. You can apply directly for this action, or you can be a partner, depending of your cooperation and communication with institutions which are going to be your partners. For capacity building in higher education, you can be applicant and also as a partner. And for Jean activities, you can be applicant and partner. Uh, what I would like to note is that in higher education, there is no limitation for the applications. So you can be involved as much as you can. So you can be involved 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, meaning that if you are going to be involved multiple times in different kind of applications, the ratio for successful in granting your application as a partner or applicant is going to be higher. This is only exclusion in the higher education area. In other areas, you can be applicant or partner up to 10 times in different fields, which is quite okay, because these limitations are not for higher education, but these limitations are only for uh, bid providers, non-governmental organizations, schools, and etc. As I said, regarding the deadlines, we have Erasmus Mundus Joint Master is going to be probably in May. For Jean Monnet activities, usually it's March and sometimes it's in June. So that's why it's to be uh, clarified. For international career mobility, the deadline for application is February, and for capacity building for higher education is February. But we need to take in consideration that the activities, if the application is going to be approved and granted by the national agencies or by the executive agency in Brussels, you have at least, if the deadline is February, the activities are starting usually in June or August. So you have enough time to prepare all the um, things that needs to be prepared before starting of your activities. So usually you have from 6 up to 8-9 months preparatory time frame for starting of your obligations. So, just to make a conclusion, this is the most prominent program, Erasmus Plus, not only in Europe, since 2014, when the program was opened for the world. It's open for all the institutions in the world. I'm working in this program. Before it was called Lifelong Learning Program and Youth in Action. Since 2021, it's so-called. The program is called Erasmus Plus. I'm working more than 15 years in these educational programs in Europe. I have worked in vocational education and training, in adult education. I'm working now more than 10 years in higher education area. And I can assure you that this is the most prominent and the most attractive program in education, training, youth, and sport, not only in Europe, but also in the world. And if you want to upgrade your capacities, if you want to have sustainability in terms of finance for you, for your institutions, for your institution, and for your partner institutions, this is the main program in Europe that has the hugest budget, which is dedicated for education, training, youth, and sport. And I warmly just would like to welcome you into this program. And I'm just advising you to just take a part in the next events that we are planning to implement in the upcoming period, because it's going to be very and super useful for you as an individual, but also it's going to be super useful also for your institution, for your colleagues, and for everyone that are going to be involved into this program. According, just one example, to this survey that we are making every year as an institution, but also the survey that is making the commission for the institutions that have been already granted by this program Erasmus Plus, just one remark that more than 96% of the institutions and individuals that have been involved in this program would recommend to others this program and also would apply again and would like to be involved again into this program. So this is one of the main remarks that is making this program the most prominent and the most successful program in Europe when it comes to education. Dimitri, this was my presentation, and I hope that I didn't take you more of your time, but I wanted to be as much as clear as I can be because we have some of the institutions that have not been involved into this program. So I will give you the floor to you just to proceed with this session. And of course, I think that if you have some questions, you can write them into the box chat, and we can proceed with the session, with the induction meeting. Okay, Dimitri?
Yeah, thank you so much, Alex, for your presentation. Very much of interest, and the content is very rich. So uh, just to make sure that we understand what we are doing here today, actually, this is very important meeting because uh, it gives us opportunity to meet each other, to meet key experts. And I want to tell you that during this meeting, we have 21 participant, but we actually have registered far more, like around 85, maybe 90 universities. So we will send out this meeting recording to each university. But we have universities here from Kenya, from Jordan, from Kyrgyzstan, from Armenia, from Egypt, other countries also. And Alex, I have a question from our Kenyan participant. His name is Joe, and he works at the University of Nairobi. And he is asking like if he can apply for capacity building, focusing on enhancing training towards awareness of climate change. Can you
Okay.
please give an answer?
Yeah. So when it comes to capacity building, as I said, as a representative from higher education institution, you can apply or you can be a partner, not only in higher education, also vocational education training, youth and sport, but depending of the goals and priorities of each of these sub-programs, I would say of the capacity building. But at the same time, we need to be aware that you need to have partners for applying always. So if you're going to be a partner or if you're going to be an applicant, the lead institution in your consortia, meaning that you always need to have a partner. Usually, in creation of partnerships and consortia, at least two institutions from non-European countries and two institutions from European countries should be involved. Sometimes the institutions which are non-European countries can be equal or higher than the institutions partners from Europe. So depending from the call. That's why I've said that we are going to have the main training, which is going to be 2 days of training, virtual training, and we'll go much more deeper into the applications, example of applications, link to the where the application can be touched. Always it's the virtual in digital component the application it's always needs to be done, but we need to have awareness also about the eligibility criteria and what kind of documentation needs to be attached and fulfilled in each application. So it's not very much simplified when it comes to the stage of the application. So that's why we'll have this training, 2 days of training, but at the same time we will have the opportunity to make a merge with other institutions which are willing also to take a part into the Erasmus. And we'll have also experienced institutions which are already involved into the Erasmus years and years before, and they're also in ongoing process in these years in the Erasmus Plus. So we'll have mix of institutions which are very super experienced, medium experience, a low experience, and we'll have this session for the institutions. But also there are going to be possibility for sending of students and stuff also, and in terms of scholarships and agencies which are also working in sending of students in Europe for studying, and so two main components: the Erasmus Plus and also scholarships and student enrollment in Europe.
Okay, thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much. So yeah, just to add on that, so what I want to say is that we understand that like academic staff and international office specialists, they are always like overwhelmed with their current like daily tasks, and they cannot normally pay much time to new projects, to implementing new projects, though they may have a lot of ideas. So this is how Education Expert Center can help you. So our first advantage is that we provide you with networking. So we give you an access to a lot of universities and other types of organizations from different fields that you can use for your future projects. That's first. Second is an expertise, since we can bring like experienced professionals to train you as an applicant or a partner university, as well as they can help you with drawing your application. And also we can provide for you like turnkey solutions that, you know, if your university have specific like direction of values and interests, we can prepare like tailored solution for the university and like bring all parts together so that would work. So what I was going to add on top of the Alexander's message is that indeed we are going to have a big event on 12th and 30th of December. It will be a really big event with many universities from different parts of the world, starting from South America and Caribbean and up to Central Asia, through Africa and Middle East. So we expect many universities to join this event. So there will be two main like directions of work. First direction is what just Alex has described, that there will be a 2-day training for university specialists, for academic staff, on how to work with your project applications. So the main outcome for you will be like creation of a draft of an application that you can submit to the next call of proposals for Erasmus Plus program, be it in February or in March or in May. That's why December looks very good month to do this training for you. And also another part is that we create so-called virtual study fair, where your university information will be put on the website, which we also run as the virtual study fairs operator. And we will create like an advertising campaign around this webpage during 1 week. So you will receive like applications from potential students that you could, you know, create from them, like transform them into your students. So if you don't mind, I just also want to share one thing with you, my very brief presentation. It's about my remarks actually. So first thing is that after we finish this presentation, we will send you an email to all participants who have registered, and even for those who could not attend this live session. So we will send out to you like the video recording of this session. Also, we will send you a Google form, which we encourage you to fill out, just in order to first like for introduction of the university, and also like sharing your ideas for some projects with us, so we can start communications with you and prepare some recommendations and like offer some partners that could be of interest to take part in this initiative that you could offer. Also, we will put there on this Google form, there will be a line that we will invite you to join our networking group on WhatsApp. So if you tick this box that you would like to take part in this group, so we will add you over there, so that anytime you will be able to communicate with your colleagues about your projects, like separate, you can do it in like in this chat, or you can do it separately in your personal chats it's fine, but it's important that you will be there. You will have access to this information, source of information. And please, I kindly ask you to submit your applications, your forms by November 13, so that we could plan our activities for next year, and so we would know how many universities would like to join this initiative that we're going to offer. That's first. Second, I want to tell you one thing. Maybe it's something that you should know. I don't know if you are aware of that or not, but from the perspective of international students recruitment, situation is really changing these days. Since last December, since January of this year, many things has changed. Like three main study destinations, the UK, Canada, and Australia, has restricted their policies regarding international students. So they actually doing some things that getting the universities feel like not really good. So this means like you can see on this slide that the numbers of students who are going to these main destination countries just slashed very dramatically. So this means that this year like tens of thousands of students from different countries are looking for options to study abroad, but they cannot go to these main countries. So why I'm telling you this? Because this is like I'm urging you to pay attention to this trend, major one, that will also remain for coming years, maybe 5, 7 years. That you can, like in this situation, you can actually seriously think about attracting international students to your university, your countries. Probably you have never thought about that in this this way, but now it's the right time to pay attention to this work. So with this, you can bring so many students right now to your universities. So and that's why we are doing this virtual higher education study fair, the expo as we call it. So you just can scan this QR code, go to that webpage, or you just I will send you anyway the details after we finish this conversation. So as I mentioned before, we're gonna have this big event that will bring together many universities from different parts of the world, and also education consultants or agents who are doing this work for student recruitment, so that you will, on the one hand, you will have this very dedicated training with our experts on how to fill out the successful Erasmus Plus application, and on the other hand, you will get your exposure, international exposure, that will help your university to attract more students from other countries. So, and we are also asking you to think about this seriously and to submit applications before December 9 for this major event. And this is something that I also already told you about, how important it is to take part in this event as well, together with universities from other regions. And yes, that's actually it from my side. I think we have a couple of more questions. Alex, if you can also please address them. Can I ask you to do so? Alex, are you with us? Yeah,
Just a moment.
on the
Yes,
chat
yes.
box, there are a couple of questions,
Yeah, I
if I
was
can.
reading the chat box, but at this moment, yeah, we
Can you
yeah,
please address those questions that are posted there?
yeah. Uh, just to read, just a moment. Okay, we have one response. Thank you so much for such a wonderful response to my question. Okay, are the high technological institute under the Ministry of High Education has a chance in this issue? So, as I said, this program is open for all the legal entities, not as a physical person. You cannot apply as an individual person. Always the applications are through the legal entities, meaning that, For example, we have a higher education institutions in national agencies which are applying for cooperation partnerships in vocational educational and training. So they're applying for, just one example, a digital platform which is going to be for e-learning for students with disadvantaged background and fewer opportunities. So this platform, it's more eligible in these terms for vocational educational and training, and they're incorporating some institution or some company which is working in the digital agenda, in digital era, in creation of web platforms and web pages and digital platforms. And they have partners from Europe, they have higher education institutions maybe from Asia, from Africa, or from other countries and other continents. So they're making together this so-called cross-sectoral partnership where each of the partners have separate role. The company has a role and they're going to be paid for that. Okay, of course, in terms of the lump sum budgets, they're going to be paid for creation of the platform, for creation of maybe additional curriculums and maybe some brochures and guidance, stuff that are going to work from the universities are going to be paid for this. For some other institutions which are more maybe experience in selection of students for scholarships for this kind of students which are going to be received, they're going to have this part. So basically, each institution in these cross-sectoral partnerships have different budget which is dedicated into the application, and that's why they're so-called lump sum budget. And just one small example, there are 4 institutions in one cooperation partnership project. Each institution has only from, for example, for working package 1, for project management costs, you're going to receive automatically up to 20% of the budget for project management costs, meaning project management costs are related and dedicated for regularly implementing the activities, selection of students and staff, for have virtual some kind of meetings, etc. But these are budgets which are not going to be in the interim report stage or final stage elaborated in this stage. So this is only one example for one working package, but usually there are 4, 5, 6, 7 working packages in the lump sum budgets for the projects. Just one small example how the budgets are dedicated for the partners. Yes, to your answer concretely, you can apply or you can be partner in different areas of the program.
Okay, there is one more question. I think it's similar. It's like, is there a chance for National Water Research Center in Egypt under the Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation of Egypt?
Yeah,
I think
this
it's not a
should be,
university. It's
yeah, it's
something
similar.
scientific.
Yeah, but when we are coming to this, when it's related with water and something scientific, I would recommend this to go in vocational educational and training, in capacity building, in cooperation partnerships, or in other area of the Erasmus Plus, meaning that yes, you can involve research, you can involve what kind of issue do you have, how you are going to solve this issue. So basically, these project proposals for the in total for the program, it's, yeah, we have some issue, we have done some kind of research before, or we are facing with this issue like years ago, and now we are making this consortia, this partnership, and we are going to have several steps, and in terms of impact and dissemination, how we are going to solve on a midterm or long-term basis this issue. This is the picture how the things are done into this program. Okay.
Yes, very clear. Very clear. Yeah. So I think we can come to some final remarks. I mean, again, I want to thank everybody for joining this meeting today, and I hope you had fruitful time with us this 1 hour. So again, I want to tell you that after we finish this meeting, I will send you an email with the video recording of this session, the Google form that we kindly ask you to fill out if you want to stay in touch with us in future on specific projects or any ideas that you may feel like relevant for our cooperation. And also, I'll send you an invitation to our big international event, which is going to happen in December, and we will invite you over there so that you could make it to the maximum. I mean, like our impact to your activities could be like the maximum. So thank you so much, Alexander, for your time also, and thank you so much for your presentation. And I hope to stay in touch with all of you colleagues and see you in December then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to everyone. Thank you, Dimitri, for this useful session, and see you in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day, everybody. Goodbye.